So I just wanted to, okay, so first of all, I slept in my hair braided. That's why it looks crazy. I slept in my mascara. I didn't brush my teeth last night, and I ate, what's going on with my focus? And I ate a lot of berries and bananas and just things that I should have brushed out of my teeth. So I am a mess, and my lips are still stained from the berries. Like, this is actually all from berries. So anyway, I wanted to come on here because I wanted to remind all of you, if you're going through something serious or you need help, do not be afraid to reach out and ask for help. Because I know for me, they always say pride. For me, it's not so much pride. It's not like, oh, I care what it looks like. It's more of like, I'm just already so grateful that I have friends to begin with, like, who tolerate me, because I'm very opinionated, I'm very flaky, I am kind of a killjoy. So, like, if I just have friends at all who accept me in my entirety, the last thing I want to do is be a burden and, like, ask for help. So for me, that's more of, like, my reason. It's not so much about image, like pride. It's more about, like, I don't want to lose them as a friend. Like, I don't want them to, like, do tally marks, like a checklist. Okay, well, I've done this for Rachel, you know. So, but sometimes it is extremely important regardless. And, like, you have to remind yourself that good people want to help people. Like, they're not going to hold it against you. And if they do hold it against you or they guilt you or anything like that, then they are not really your friend. And if they can't, that's totally different. Like, obviously not everybody can help everybody. But if they get, like, mean about it or rude, then they weren't really your friend. So it's the worst thing that can happen if you ask for help is that they are just not going to be able to help you, or they're going to show their true colors and get cranky about it. So that's the worst thing that can happen. So finally today, so my friends I've met through the Caitlin community, which if you know who that is, then good. If not, it's a community of people who came to know a girl named Caitlin Nicole Davis. And I'm not really going to talk about that other than to say she was an amazing girl and left an amazing legacy. And I've met some of my best friends through Caitlin. So, and I mean, we've been best friends now since, like, the beginning of 2017. We talk, like, every day. So in 2015, I had cancer cells on my cervix that were removed, and, like, it didn't come back since then. So fast forward to this year, a few months back, and it showed that they had, on a pap smear, it showed that they had returned. So I was supposed to promptly have them removed, like, a month ago, but because my local doctor, my local doctor was only gonna do it under general anesthesia, which I have a heart condition. I had it operated on also in 2015, or actually 2014. And it's just too risky for me to be put under, like, on fentanyl or propofol, however you say it. So I had to reschedule my appointment and make it with Planned Parenthood because they are willing to do the surgery on me down there without having to be put under. They're just going to do local anesthesia, which is what I had done last time, thanks to Planned Parenthood. Also last time, they've been such an amazing help. I have never had an abortion. I have been in a situation where I was encouraged to have an abortion. I still didn't do it. I'm not, going to dictate what other people should do, but that was my own personal choice. And so I think it's really sad when people only look at Planned Parenthood as, like, an abortion place, when actually there's so much that they do outside the realm of abortion that's life-saving as far as, like, preventative measures go, early detection of cancers, particularly female cancers. So anyway, I'm going to be going there, and it's 2 hours away, and because of the distance, like, it's already advised that you don't drive after because, like, your legs are, like, wobbly, there's a lot of heavy bleeding, like, your body's just not in a position to be driving. So I was really worried because it was a school night, and, like, I can't afford to take, like, the shuttle buses and the Ubers and all that. I've calculated all that, and it would not be wise for me to have my kids there with me during the surgery, plus they have school the next day. It's just, none of it's realistic. So I, out of desperation, reached out, which was very hard for me because even when I was in dire situations with like no transportation and no phone and things like that, just back in 2016, I still didn't reach out for help. I didn't, and I kind of regret not, actually. But anyway, so I asked for help today, just about like 20 minutes ago. I asked a friend whom I met at the local Dollar General. She works there. Well, she did work there. I don't know if she works there anymore. I don't think she does, but she worked there, and we immediately started talking. Like, she wrote down her phone. We're friends on Facebook, so she'll see this, but she like gave me her number, and she was like, you know, it's nice to meet someone in this town who's like smart, who's like really smart, you know. And not that she was insulting the town. It's just she was talking like intellectually, because like there's just a lot of small talk, you know, small town, small talk, gossip, you know, not deep conversations about like life and death and science and things like that. I mean, I'm sure it happens. It's just not that plentiful in a town of 1,200 people that's mostly made up of farmers. So it was really refreshing when we met. She was super sweet, and we've kept in touch here and there on Facebook, but you know, only as much as moms can. She's also a mother, and she's also a full-time mother. So anyway, I reached out to her. I don't even know why I thought to really like reach out to her specifically, because like I don't know much about like her schedule and her home life, and I know she's always busy. So like when I reached out to her, it was like 9 times out of 10 the probability of her being able to help I thought was like slim to none, just because she's very busy. But she's actually like able and willing and excited to help me out. She is going to watch my children overnight so that she can take them to school in the morning, even though she's also got her own kids that she's going to take care of. And then I am driving to the appointment, which doesn't matter, you know, because like it's before my operation. So after the appointment, my friends I met through the Caitlin Nicole Davis community are actually coming together, and they are going to pay for me to stay at a hotel on that street in Minneapolis so that I will not have to drive home. So I just made this video because I wanted, one, to say don't be afraid to ask for help. And if you're too afraid to ask for specific help, don't be afraid to put your situation out there. Yes, it's vulnerable. Yes, people are going to say that you're attention seeking. Yes, people are going to say, oh, boo-hoo, are you feeling sorry for yourself? Some people have it worse. There are always going to be naysayers and people who are going to negatively judge you. But in the end, there are so many people who do want to help, and it makes them feel good to help. And so, you know, that's one thing I wanted to say. So thanks to Michelle, and thanks to my Caitlin friends like Ian, Courtney, Rod, Ron, Bobby, Paul, Cherokee, Jen. Like, from the bottom of my heart, I am so grateful for y'all. And, yeah, I'm so great. I have the best friends. I really do have, like, even though we're distant, like, in terms, like, geographically speaking, we're distant, but not in here, you know, and, like, that's really what counts, because you can live in, even you can have best friends who are roommates, but you know you don't necessarily connect here. So I'm just so forever grateful for my friends, and I'm so relieved that I'm going to be able to proceed with this surgery. I'm already scared about it because, I mean, if you Google LEAP procedure, it is painful. There's a huge risk of hemorrhaging. I have a pretty high pain threshold. I just don't have a good anxiety threshold. And one thing that makes me super anxious and panicky with this is that they do have to give you epinephrine, which shoots my heart into, you know, that racing whatever. And yeah, that part is for me the worst, just because, well, I had cardiac arrest in 2015 or 2014. I always say 2015. And because of that, it's like I was never paranoid about my heart before then, even though I always had heart problems since 5th grade. But it wasn't until it actually reached cardiac arrest that I was like, oh, okay, this is like a serious problem. Like, it actually took that happening for me to take my heart seriously. Like, because it just became a pattern of like, okay, my heart needs to be shocked. All right, ambulance comes. And then I walk home to a friend's house from the hospital. Like that was the norm for me. So ever since I had cardiac arrest, I've taken my heart a lot more seriously. So when I have to have something like epinephrine which is like an adrenaline rush. You know, you get what I'm saying. So anyway, I'm so happy. I'm so grateful. And like, I hope that that's expressed here because I'm really bad. Like, it's really easy for me to express frustration, sadness, like anything negative. But when it comes to like positivity, I find it a lot harder for me to express because one, I'm afraid that I'm going to hurt people who are struggling. Like, I don't ever want my positivity, my joy to make someone who's suffering feel worse. Like, that's the number one thing in my head. And then the second thing is I'm afraid of looking fake. Like, I'm afraid that because I'm not naturally like an enthusiastic person, that it's going to come off disingenuous, and I don't want to make that impression. Like, I am genuinely happy right now. So, yeah. So, anyway, don't be afraid to ask people for help.